A good morning from Hong Kong. Well, that boat just left Slipway, and now they're bringing in, this one's probably just going to get some anti-foul. Our guy in the shorts, that's Jimmy, that's the boss. He's the big boss. So now, putting a fiberglass boat in a slipway that's designed for wood boats. So, those of you that are familiar with boats, fiberglass boats, there are certain areas where you can sling it, or where you can support it. I mean, it's designed that way, but with wood boats, I mean, it doesn't matter where you put it. So here, these guys are going to have to, once they start pulling it in, they're going to have to dive down underneath to make sure that their main cross supports, because they're just V's on just large beams. Well, I figured kind of show how it goes in the slipway. This is what happened, how this boat, how the Bigfoot got up into the slipway. You know, it's not the most speedy process, but you know, you got to take great care. Otherwise, some of these holes on the fiberglass boats, what they are is it's a foam core. So it's got fiberglass on the bottom, fiberglass and gel. Then it has a foam core, and then you got fiberglass on top of that. You know, again, they still have like wooden ribs that are fiberglassed over. Some, what they do, I've seen on some boats, they take fiberglass, they make fiberglass tubes, cut the tube in half, and they'll put the tube on and fiberglass over the top of that. So this half-round empty tube becomes the rib on the fiberglass hull, and that keeps it lighter. So lighter the boat, the less the engines work and the faster you can move. For an example, on like a 46.6 Bertram, it's got, say if it has the two 600 Detroit diesels in it, the 8 V92s, now with the standard prop in that, you put all the weight in the boat. These are the older Bertrams. Now the weight is, you know, tons and tons, but normally, you know, getting 26 knots. 26 knots is a very well running, you know, Bertram. I'm familiar with that. This wood boat, 15 knots is moving quick. Pretty noisy in the slipway here. Got them grinding down on the side of the boat. Oh, one thing about on the Bigfoot, on Sunday, all the guys that are doing the ticking, that are doing all the joints, you know, they tap on the wood, and the wood makes a specific sound. And if it doesn't have that sound, then it's most likely it's a rotten board. So up on the forward hull on the port side, got quite a few boards are going to be replaced. So not looking forward to going to the bank this morning. I think it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning now. But hopefully we can stay within budget on the Bigfoot. But not taking a wood boat out of the water for almost 20 months is not a good thing. But once I have it taken care of, I'm better off for the future. So no more unknown costs, because every probably 10 months I'm going to keep a schedule. Every 10 months I'm going to be bringing the Bigfoot out and having everything checked and anti-fouled to maintain a happy and healthy hull. You can see the cable house where they have the cables, and you can't see it. So the cable is running down in the middle there, and it's just pulling up that cradle. And again, it's called a slipway because it slips. Two pieces of wood slip. One slips on top of the other, thus the slipway. See, now he's pulling up that board to create the V. That's where it's going to be supported. And I think Jimmy's on the other side, so he'll probably be swimming underneath and probably popping up on this side. But she's slowly coming up. That had to hurt. That banging you hear right now over on the starboard side, that is them pounding shredded bamboo into the joints. And after I go do some banking later today, I'll probably get down and take another video just to show how they're pounding that shredded bamboo into the joints. Now this is a Novatech, and Novatech is made in Taiwan. It's a Taiwan-made boat. They're nice boats. Well, he's putting on the respirator, so he's going to be grinding on the side of the Bigfoot. And I'm sure everybody understood that perfectly. There we go. She's coming up. those guys in that skiff, they're mechanics. They do a really, really good job on those Detroit diesels. It's on my mate's boat. They rebuild the turbos, and they just put in the turbos. And we took the Bertram out. Was it last Thursday? Yeah, it was last Thursday. Took it out for a sea trial. Everything's running good. We were doing just over 26 knots. That was 2,100 RPM. Alright, so there's Jimmy behind the post there. There he is, diving down. Making sure everything's good below. See, now they're put. Oh, sorry. It just, my elbow just hit May. And so they're getting that additional support there on one of the ribs, fiberglass ribs. She is no longer floating in the water. Getting a delivery of some wood. Treated marine ply. And over there with all the speedboats. KG there. Power washing off. Putting on some anti-foul. You know, all the slipways around here right now are really busy. And that's, I mean, there's so many delays for me to get the Bigfoot in. There's just so many emergencies, and oh, it's got to go, it's got to go. This guy, I think he just paid a little extra and got in quicker. Because what he'll do is, that'll probably go, once it goes up, they'll scrape it down, pressure wash it, anti-foul it, and it'll probably go back in the water later this afternoon. And they'll bring in one more boat. Right now these guys are really busy. I was talking with Jimmy this morning. Because what they want to do is, for the Bigfoot, want to, you know, get the hull below the water line, get that all taken care of. Couple coats of varnish. you know, the first thinned, and then another one, and perhaps when it's over here, these guys may end up just varnishing the last coat when it's over here. Before we take on, they're going to help me do the decking that we have over there. Oh, and by the way, the hydroponic stuff, lettuce is getting ready to go into our system, and I'll make a video of that. Tomato plants over there. These are the beefsteak tomato plants that are growing up. So, and again, I'm using all 20-20-20 NPK on it. And May's got some soil. She wants to grow peanuts. So. But overall, they're boys and girls out there in YouTube land. That is a slipway and how it's done in Hong Kong. And she slowly slides up. And pretty soon, she'll be right in there. Easy grinding away. Alright, she's moving again. Alright guys, I think you get the picture. That's how a boat comes up and goes onto the land. Alright, well, it's Monday morning. Got to get to work. I got all kinds of stuff to do. Oh, and the other thing is, I've got these parts. These are the RS-485 to serial. These are the Morningstar ones that I had ordered because these weren't able to communicate with these that I was using. So I bought that directly from Morningstar. So I've got a second one I'm installing. So right now I'm just got to do some wire work with the serial to get the serial over to it. And then I'll connect the RS-485. So this morning before I head off to the bank, I should have the serial done, and then when I get back, then I'll do the RS-485 to it. So then I'll make another video just of the Bigfoot showing my networking for all the Morningstar controllers, and we'll go into a little detail about the wood that is going to be replaced. So. But once you start sliding, she starts sliding. See, now you can see the cradle that these guys are standing on. And that's just, as you can see down in the water there, that's the main slipway. Those are the two large beams. And they work great. Very efficient little system. Simple engineering, standard physics. Alright guys, it's time to go to work. Alright, be good, be safe, always be well. Bye-bye.